I'm here today with Venus. She is a leopard boa.
Hi! 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 Hi!
Welcome to our channel.
Hello.
If you enjoy learning about reptiles and having a good laugh, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button.
Hurt.
Smash it. Smash it. Smash it right now. And don't forget to hit that notification bell.
Head.
Smash it. Okay. Leopard boas are pretty cool because they stay smaller, just like the Hog Island boas that are very popular. So there's quite a few boas, like the Central Americans, Call Croquets, Hog Islands, and many species that kind of stay smaller. So whereas a regular BCI, which is the most popular boa that most people have, they're usually breeding at around 10 feet. These guys, 10 pounds? 10 pounds, not 10 feet. These guys are breeding at around 8 pounds. And she's growing slowly. I like to grow all my snakes slow because I have so many of them that I'm in no rush. I just take my time, and if it's ready to breed, it is. If it isn't, then it isn't. It waits another year. You want to say hi to everyone? Come, say hi. You gonna say hi? You want to hold Venus for a bit? You want to show everybody? No, she's over it. I think she was more interested in snakes when she was a baby. Do you want to come sit here with me? Yeah, come. Oh, she's bored, a little bit hungry. We're about to eat some food. But boas are really, to me, the perfect pet snake, and I love them. Superdwarf retics are my favorite, just because they're kind of like they're really smart. They're really like wired. They're a little bit more difficult, so I like the challenge. But when it comes down to just getting yourself like your first pet snake, to me, I would much rather get a boa than a ball python. The thing that restricts people, I think, a lot of the time, or stops them from getting boas, is thinking about the size and the kind of home that they'll need. And yes, they'll need a little bit of a bigger home than a ball python would. But to me, I think that there's kind of like this thing going on where people are scared about getting a bigger snake because of a fear of it being able to do more damage. And to me, what you should really think about is this. It's not that you want a smaller snake. It's really that you want a nicer snake. Because people seem to kind of confuse the size with the temperament. So just ask yourself this. If you had to choose between a little king snake or corn snake that is biting you all the time, not to say that they do, but if you had to choose between a little snake that's biting you all the time or a bigger boa that is just a sweetheart, which would you choose? Most people would choose the bigger sweetheart. So it's a lot more about personalities and about demeanor. That's what you should be thinking about a lot more than about the species just for size. Because, like, just because you go and get a ball python doesn't mean that that ball python is going to be inquisitive and calm and nice. It might just be terrified all the time. It might not want to be handled. It might not have the greatest personality. Another great example is dogs. People get scared about big dogs, but statistics show that little dogs are around biting people a lot more. Are we going to see a Chihuahua in the newspaper for biting some kid? No, we won't. So we only see it if there's something big, horrific, and damaging. And yes, a boa can have a little bit of a worse bite than a ball python can. But you know what? I have a worse bite than a ball python, and you're no damage of me coming and biting you or other people coming and biting you. So in the same way, just because a snake is bigger doesn't mean that it's going to bite you. So with the time that I've spent with a lot of animals, I see that boas, to me, are calmer than ball pythons. They're better eaters than ball pythons. They're more inquisitive. And the size, I like that they get bigger. So if you're thinking about getting a new snake and you're worried about size, the only thing that you should worry about size is giving them a decent home that they can live in. But don't fear it, because it's very manageable. It's not like it's so big that you can't hold it. I'd say probably my heaviest boa is not even 20 pounds. So there's these dwarf ones that stay smaller, and they're even more manageable. They get a little bit longer than a ball python, but this snake, I think, is like 3 years old, and I have ball pythons that are bigger than her. She's not an adult yet, but if you get snakes that are captive bred and handled a bit from the time they're babies, you end up with animals that are just like this. And it's not just her, it's every boa in my collection, except for the ones that I've bought off other people that I didn't raise. But every snake that I've raised here behaves the way this boa does. I'm holding her with one finger, she's not freaking out, she's balanced perfectly, and she's just so chill. So it's just like, really want to help people get over this like fear that they have of boas, because I had the same fear too. I remember looking at boas and being like, oh, I'm never gonna have one of those. And now I have more boas than any other snake, and the most success with breeding them too. And I find that almost everyone that comes to me for a ball python ends up getting a boa off me, because I kind of push them towards a boa. Because to me, it just feels like more of a pet. And sorry everyone that loves their ball pythons to death. Like, nothing really against them. They're great. They're great pets too. But it's just, if you own a boa and a ball python, which one's your favorite? Are you leaning more towards the ball pythons, or do you lean more towards the boas? Share your thoughts. Have you encountered a lot of sweetheart boas, or have you had to deal with a lot of crazy ones? Have you ever had a nightmare ball python? Share your stories with your experiences of different snakes, and what is that kind of like perfect snake for you? What do you think is the most like just enjoyable snake? Because I like a little bit of everything, but I just think that when I just want to chill out, have a nice time, go outside and just enjoy a snake and not have to really worry about anything, to me, like, just the boas are my favorite. They don't, and when they're in captivity, they don't move the way that a wild one would. So it's not like I take this snake, I bring her to the park, and she's gone. She will just move like this, nice and slow. my greatest joys in keeping snakes is just watching them in the park, watching them kind of like put their head up and look around and make a poo outside, and like it's just when I take the snake out and it takes a poop outside, greatest thing ever.
Yeah, that was wonderful, wasn't it? Now make sure you
Circle.
yeah, click the circle.
Yeah, I did.
And then watch this video or this one.
No.
Yeah?
No.
Yes. It's not that hard. Which one appeals to you more? Is it this one or is it this one?